Good morning to you all. So today what we're going to talk about is we're talking about my follow-up process. We're changing it slightly. We're going to test it, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. We're going to test something that is radical, but the team think it'll work. So you know me, I always want to listen to the team. Okay, so firstly, I want to just say that we do quote processes with all the big boys. I want to know what Safe Store do, Shoreguard, Big Yellow. I want to know what everybody does. So we know what the rest are doing, and it's much of a muchness, a bit of a deviation here and a bit of a deviation there, a bit of a change. But what's right for one area might not be right for another area. In London, I tend to see that we're more aggressive with a follow-up, and that's fine, because if everybody's more aggressive with follow-up, then you kind of have to be aggressive or you lose out. And so here's what we do anyway. And then I'm going to tell you what we are changing from next week. And I know I've done my quote process before many times, but it's evolving all the time. So you haven't actually got my up-to-date quote process. Right, day one, obviously, they get the quote and we call within 10 minutes. That is the aim, to make sure that you call within 10 minutes. And the reason being is that they're a hot lead. The quicker you can contact them, the hotter they are. And so they're cooling down all the time because they're in the mindset, they're in the zone of actually looking at self-storage, and they're in front of a computer or on the phone. And so they've got that details up in front of them right there, and it's fresh in their mind. So we want to contact them as quick as possible. We do a thing called Bonjoro, which is a video application. So we do that on that day one as well. So we show them a room. So we do a video on the mobile phone, and we show them the unit size and inside of our building. Basically, it's only a 30-second video. So, hi, this is Angela from Stormwell Self Storage. Here's the room you've inquired about today. You can imagine you can get a sofa over there, this over there, and you'll see we've got motion sensors, and we just 30 seconds, bosh. Because the idea there is to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. If you get them to know you and like you, then they're inevitably going to trust you. And people do deals and people buy off people they trust, know, like, and trust. And so it's a subconscious barrier that we're breaking down there, because otherwise you're just a faceless company. And people want to do business with people they know. And so already we're knocking down that a little subconscious barrier there that people don't know they have, but we all have it. So straight away, Angela, James, or Vanessa, or Claire, whoever did the video, is far more likely to build a rapport with that customer than anybody else. So Bonjoros are key. Bonjoro, it's only 20 quid a month or something like that. So day two. So then we pick this up from Attic Self Storage and Armadillo, I believe, are doing this as well. Day two. Sorry, Fred. We didn't copy, we modeled. We pretty much copied you to everything. No, we didn't really. Well, I don't know. We modeled it, we based it. I'm going red and everything now. Okay, so day two, quickly moving on. Right, we do a final quote email. So basically we say, listen, if we contact you personally, we can basically do a lower price. We want to get across that we can do discount on that room, because Armadillo's doing that now. They literally discount it straight away. So there's no in between time. But just say, hey, I tell you what, by the way, just so you know, I can do it a lot cheaper than what you got on the internet. And so we're modeling that a little bit. And text one. So texts are very, very important. Texts have an open rate of over 80%. And so we've made sure that we've got Space Manager and text in, and it's just automated because we want it to be automated. So final quote email is automated. Text one is automated as well. And that goes straight to the customer with an open rate of 80%, where emails only have an open rate of, what is it, less than 20%. Last time I was doing email marketing, it's like 22%. I don't know what it is now, to be honest, but it's lower than the emails, that is for sure. So that's in, and then we in the text we said, please see your lower quote via email. So there's a link to the email and stuff. And so in day two, we've got 4 different points of contact. We've got telephone, we've got a Bonjoro, we've got an email, and we've got a text. So there's 4 points of contact straight away. We're really hitting them, because the earlier you speak to that customer, the more likely they are to convert. And that is so important. Day 3. Now, this is the one that we might be changing. Well, we are changing. Callback 2. Log for one. So basically, what we're doing now is, so callback 2. We're just basically saying, if we haven't spoken to them at all, then we call back 2 on day 3. And what I want to do for this week is, I want to know how many callback 2s people have have answered the phone, how many have reserved. I want to know all the data surrounding the callback two, because we're gonna take away the callback two. I know what you're thinking. That is crazy, Dean. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that is nuts. Angela's thinking it's nuts. But James and Vanessa, and somewhat Claire as well, these are the people who do the callbacks, say that we don't have many reservations from callback twos. So my argument is, okay, how many do you have? Show me the data. Because you can't say we don't have many, because if you don't count it, then it's irrelevant, because it could be more than you think. You've got nothing to base it on. So we need this week to know how many people reserves on callback twos. That is incredibly important. And so we're taking that away this week, and we're going to see not so much lessen the workload, but then we can focus on other tasks in the business. So obviously Gavin Shields is talking about a completely manless facility where you don't do any follow-up. You don't do any follow-up. And in fact, if that was the case, trust me, I'd be all over it. But our data isn't showing that. However, it's a step down that direction, because already they've got the quote, they've got the Bonjoro, they've got the reduced price email, and they've got the text as well. So we've smashed them with four points of contact. So in callback two, are you just frustrating and annoying the customer? We don't know. We need to test it. Again, this is completely radical to me, and I feel uncomfortable doing it. But that doesn't mean it won't work, or we don't see a big we don't see a drop off in conversions, because we were doing a callback three, and to be honest, our conversions have gone up since we've been doing no callback three to when we was doing callback three. I'm not saying that our reservation rate conversions are going up because we're doing no callback three. Obviously, that's not the case, but it's not hurting us. Number four, day number 4, we do an inquiry email. So basically what we do, if we call it an inquiry email, but it links to all our reviews, basically says, hey, did you know how good we are? We come runner-up for the facility of the year, independent of the year. We won the storage container site of the year, blah, 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 blah. And then we link to all the reviews. We put some reviews on there, and we basically say how fucking good we are. And I like it. And day 7, so there's day 4. We jump to the day 7 then after that, because obviously we've had 4 days of constant communication. So day 4, we email number 2. And all this, by the way, the only things that aren't automated are the Bonjoros, because obviously you can't automate a Bonjoro, the callback and callback 2. Callbacks, Bonjoros. Everything else is automated straight away through Space Manager. So email 2, we are here if you need us, basically. Look, if you've got any further questions, we're here if you need us. And we're not drawing a line under it, but we're letting you know, listen, if you want anything else, if you need any questions answering, we're here for you. We want to support you as much as we can through this journey of self-storage. So the big change then is going to be the callback twos. And obviously, I will document it and let you guys know how it goes. We're going to trial it for 2 weeks, see what happens. Obviously, it's very, very hard because you're comparing stats from 1 month to a next when you don't... It's not a true science, because to do a true, I was going to say scientific, but to do a true test, it's got to be A versus B, and A versus B have got to be in sync. So some quotes you do A, sometimes you follow A process, which will have a callback two in it, and then B, you would do it half and half a quotes are A, half a quotes are B, and B would be no callback to. And at the end of that time, you would see how many people are doing what outperforms. Do we get more reservations with callback to? Would they have reserved anyway? Would they have contacted us? So that's interesting for me. But it's too hard to do that, because then we need a lot of manpower. And if you've got the manpower, then yes, that's the way to do these tests. But because we haven't got the manpower, we can't do it, because it would mean that it wouldn't be automated. So we'd have to. I'm sure there's a script that you could write Space Manager, but it'd be so complicated that we can't do an accurate split test. So all we can do is a split test from 2 weeks, compare 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and see what happens. It's 2 weeks apart. So yes, it's not identical. And the market's not identical, but it's the best we've got at the minute. It's the best we can do. So yes, I know that it's not completely accurate, a split test, but it'll sure point us in the right direction. And another thing, I know it's only a small sample size, but the problem is any bigger sample size, if it's going wrong, then I'm a bit nervous with it. So that is basically our 7-day follow-up for Willoughby and Clough Road, it says here, but I'm sure it's the same for Beverley as well. Okay, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you on Friday when we're going through my monthly figures. All right. See you soon. Bye.